So this is Jouni from Amusa Kulttuuritori with Esad Landzo at the press screening of the movie The Unforgiven or Anteeksiantamaton. In this movie you're portraying yourself and looking for forgiveness. Can you shed some light on what you're looking forgiveness for?
I'm looking for forgiveness for things that I have done during war, especially for that period where I was prison guard, or what happened in that prison. So I think that is what I'm looking, but I think it's more than that. It's forgiveness. Yeah, I think for that reason, but it's more than just to say it's for that part. It's much more.
Yeah, I see.
Forgiveness to be bad.
All right. Then how did the filmmakers end up doing this movie about you?
This Danish film director, he made already another film with me before this one. When he was searching for people to include in that first film, he contacted already some other people who have been in international court, but they all refused to take part in the film. So when he contacted me, I had the need to talk about this. So I accepted immediately to take part in the first film. So since we finished that first film, he thought that because my story is interesting, that would be maybe a good idea that we make another film where it would be only about me and my story. Because in the first film, there was 4 stories put in the one film with the same subject. So somehow my story was not center of attention there, because the stories are mixed.
Yeah.
So that's why we did the second one.
Okay, then you've spent several years in Finnish prison. What is your connection to Finland and how did you end up serving time here?
I really don't know, because when you are found guilty in the international court in The Hague, the many countries signed agreements with that international court for accepting prisoners after to serve sentence. So somebody decided I should come to Finland. So it's not something that I pick up.
Okay, then when was the first time you felt regret for your actions committed in 1992, and what do you think it is that made you kind of change?
I was a lot of in denial when I came to the court, to The Hague. Only when my American lawyer came in my defense, when she became my leading defense lawyer, she brought a different view of the situation, because till then I had a Bosnian lawyer who basically didn't allow me to come out of my shell. I was till then fighting with my demons, because I had a lot of mental problems. I couldn't sleep, I heard voices, I heard people laughing at me, pointing fingers and everything. But only when she came, she allowed me to say what I want to say. So only when I start to hear witnesses in the court talking what happened to them, only then I start to realize that it's not same like I thought it is. You know, before that I always thought I didn't do nothing wrong. Only then I realized, you know, it cannot lie 10 of people coming there and saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, then when you're kind of sorry for your actions and are locked up for years because of them, how do you think it affects prisoners psychologically? Is it hard on you?
Depends how you look yourself. Before I came to Finland, I was 7 years in The Hague in the prison. I already started working on myself there with therapists. I had a lot of different therapists for different countries. I worked on how to improve myself. So if you are not willing to change, then it's easier for you in prison, because you have one thought, one opinion, and that is it. But if you want to change, your life in prison become much more difficult, because you need to face your reality. But in the end of that line, you become better man.
Great answer. Then you live in Finland now, correct? And you have a Bosnian wife. May I ask you how you met?
My wife now I met on the internet
Yeah.
because I have Finnish ladies that I have long relationship with them. But the problem is maybe I would even marry one of them. But the problems that there are some guys from the police who are taking issues of my safety here and things like that. So they told me it wouldn't be a good idea that I marry a Finnish woman because I need to tell her everything about myself before I marry her.
Yeah.
And they didn't want me that I spread my story, who I am and why I'm here. So they suggest me to find Bosnian woman who already know about war, about situation. So that's why I went in that direction. If I didn't have that suggestion, I would probably be married to Finnish woman.
Okay, then why did you want to seek forgiveness, and did it help you when meeting some of those people from your past?
We all always searching for forgiveness for something. Somebody searching for because small things, somebody because of big things.
Yes.
I really wanted to meet those people to tell them personally sorry. I could say in the court during trial that I'm sorry, but I felt that wouldn't be sincere. If I stayed in court and say sorry, everybody would say you're saying this because you want a less sentence.
Yes.
So I didn't want to do that because I thought it's not right place and right time. So this time was right. I want to do that personally, to say to their face that I'm really sorry for what happened. So.
Yeah. Then I have a couple of questions more. How about the publicity that this movie brings? How do you feel about it?
Personally, I don't like publicity, but because the subject is very important. It's important to me for my personal life, but I think it's also important to so many people, especially young people, to learn that if you are not careful in life, it's enough 5 minutes of your life to make mistake that will follow you till you're alive.
Yeah.
So this mistake, not mistake, the thing that I have done will always be with me.
Yeah.
I will never get rid of it. So I think it's important that message, a positive message comes out of this.
Yes, then I wanted to ask you something lighter as well. In the movie you had a Chicago Bulls cap. Are you a fan of Chicago Bulls?
No, I just like the colors and I don't like basketball in general.
Okay.
I like more football.
Yes, okay. Then last question. In the movie you seem to be suffering from clinical depression. Are you feeling better now?
It's much better than before, definitely, but from time to time I get depressed. I get into depression and I normally go to work in the evening. Normally I go with my wife to work, but when I'm depressed I like to be alone. So I separate myself from my family. I go during the day just driving around or just working by myself. I do. From time to time my depression comes. And that is, something that is part of my life.
Yeah.
I just need to learn how to control it.
Okay. Well, thank you for this movie and this interview, and good luck in your life going forward.
Yeah, thank you very much.